What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video with me Granda. And in this video it's going to be a Q&A, so I'm going to ask me Granda some questions. He's going to hopefully give some good answers. Let's start with the first question. Are you impressed with the fans' response to the Premier League?
Well, I've been absolutely overwhelmed with the way that the supporters have responded. It's been fantastic. You get a good laugh at some of the responses. Typical Geordies, very funny. But the NUST have been tremendous. The supporters trust, and if you're not a member, I suggest you get onto the website now and join. We've got about 14,000 fans now and counting, but they're really putting the Premier League under pressure. The local press are doing well, the Shield Gazette and the Chronicle. Then again, they are putting them under pressure. The opinion poll, which is nearly up to 105,000, is absolutely fantastic. And that yet again is adding more pressure, and it's getting national press now, which I think is fantastic. But the legal letters that have been one or two legal letters anyway. Whether we can't take them to court legally, I don't know, but they're fantastic reads. So well happy with the supporters' response. Superb.
Yep, that's a good answer. That just what I thought as well. So what have you done to yourself since the last video? What have you done?
Well, basically I've read. I haven't read as much in your life as I have in the last 10 days about this takeover. In fact, I've read that much and I'm so clued up on it now, I could ask about my university to make Newcastle's takeover a subject in the curriculum. Then I could ask for a degree. But then, do I want a degree? I might get a master's, and everybody would think that would be bent. So I don't want that. But I basically wrote a master's, or Dick hyphen head of the Premier League, on 3 or 4 occasions, direct, with as usual no response, but his in sack must be absolutely bummed, so I don't expect anything anyway. But I've also wrote the Premier League website about various issues. Still no response up there either. I haven't got a complaints department, which I find incredible. But basically that's it. Oh no, I've also wrote the MP twice. I've got a response here. I got an email this morning thanking us very much, and she's wrote a master's twice. Kate Osborne is my MP. Her letter's very well represented, and she's asked Masters for a number of questions, and she will forward me a response as soon as she gets an answer of him. I've also wrote the Sky, who I'm absolutely furious with. The coverage, considering what's been going on up here, the coverage on Sky is pathetic, and I've told them that, and they need to push on and make it a lot better. I said if it had been a top 6 club, you would have been all over them like a rash. I basically said if Harry Kane blows his nose, it's on Sky. But we have got 105,000 people signing petitions. We've got 40 MPs asking questions. It went hardly on. Steve Wraith had a little bit on, but that was it. So essentially that's that.
Yep. Guys, as well, I'll put the petition down below as well, and also I do recommend you write letters to Masters and to the local MPs. Right, another question. What do you think of the Premier League?
Well, when the takeover first got the 17 weeks was ridiculous. But when the takeover first got refused, I thought myself 17 weeks is a long time. So in my naive way, I thought there must only be one person working in the Premier League, and that must be Masters. And of course everybody knows he's not the sharpest knife in the drawer. And he comes from the school of, I used to be indecisive, I'm not so sure now. So we all know he's a dick. But then again, I went on the website and I find out there's 182 of them working in the Premier League. Which is, so you expect a response, but you get nothing. So I've sent off to them about a complaints department. I've said, actually, if you do have a complaints system in place, which you're supposed to have as an organisation responsible to the public, and they haven't got, if you do put it in place, I says you'll at least double your numbers, because it'll be the biggest section within the organisation, because there's that many people complaining about them. So there you go. And I also went on the Premier League's website and found various things that Richard Scudamore, the last CEO, signed a deal with, I banged on about this before, but I'm dead keen on getting my point across. In 2018 he signed a cosy deal with BN Sports, like extending the existing deal. This is for the 2019 to 2022 seasons. When he signed it, he knew fine well that the Saudis, along with 12 other countries, less than 12 months before, had cut off all diplomatic relations with Qataris, that cut off all trade and basically blockaded Qatar. Now, one of the main reason for this is Qataris backing of terrorists in the shape of what they consider as terrorists, in the shape of the Muslim Brotherhood. Now, one of the demands was, if you don't stop backing these people, we're going to stop Al Jazeera televising in our country. And of course, towards the middle of 2017, they stopped Al Jazeera broadcasting in Saudi Arabia. Al Jazeera owned BN Sports. So before the end of 2017, this B&Q pirate station sprung up. Now, we don't know where it sprung up from, but it sprung up and the Saudis started using that. So the piracy issue was known when BN Sports signed the 2018 deal. Why the hell didn't Richard Scudamore do something about it, or at least try to do something about it before that deal was signed? He's culpable to me, in my mind, that he knew about it and he did nothing about it. He then signed a deal cozy with BN Sports, and we'll come to this, where the piracy issue is a major issue within the remit of what the Premier League want of it. So, you know, they want to look in their own backyard first. I've also went on the website looking for any indication. I'm going to mention the takeover, don't mention anything at all about this takeover on the website. But what I did come across was in the community section of the website, they've got this heads up, which is them championing mental health issues, which I find incredible considering what the hell they're putting us through in the northeast. I've written to them twice saying, take the website down, you hypocrites. It's a damn disgrace. But yet again, nothing back, nothing done. But I think everybody should get on them and say, you're having a laugh. You know, having a mental health bloody website and you're treating us like the way you're treating us. So basically that's it. Yeah.
Yep. Right, next question. What would you think if the Saudis walked away? Just like literally just for good, like didn't come back.
Well, if the Saudis said, we're not interested, we're finished, we're not walking away, me personally, I mean, I'm no legal beagle or anything like that, but if there was any way possible the fans could take the Premier League to court, I would back it totally, and I would certainly, you know, I think it's the only way we'll get answers off this lot, because they're still trying to stay stum despite everything that's going on. So I would put in 200 quid minimum to get them in a court and get these people making some answers. And I hope everything, and I realise everybody can it, especially in these times, but I'm sure there would be enough Newcastle supporters get enough money to get together to get them into court. And I'm sure there's some legal team out there who would love to take it on just for the publicity. So I would hope we could do something like that.
Yep. Yeah, so will you still watch Premier League football?
Well, as I've wrote to Masters, etc., and the MP, to me, the Premier League is now has a cartel of the top 6 clubs. The New York Times stated at the time that in December, in the time when Mr. Masters was, Dick Hapen, head of the PL, was given the CEO's job. It was the top 6 clubs given the CEO's job, and also what it said was Richard Masters has been employed by the top 6 clubs. That's what it said. To look after their interests, and by God is he looking after their interests. There is a cartel, and the cartel will come back and bite them in the backside the way things are going, because all it means is we are watching football when Newcastle are a hard watch. It's they're trying to play counter-attacking football and we're winning 1-0. It's dreadful, the games are not entertaining, etc, etc. Yeah, the other lot, the top 6 clubs, doing this and doing that, they're divvying up all the top honours at the end of the season, they're all getting into Europe, etc, etc. That's what they're doing with Newcastle to get in amongst. And that's why Richard Masters, in my opinion, is backing this lot up with the way he's went on over this deal. I would also say that this new chairman, Gary Hoffman, who is very, very close to Richard Keys. He's got some input into this, and he needs to call the book. He's only been there since June, but he's very, very well in with Richard Keys, and we all know what we think of him, of BN Sports. So I wonder where the leaks have been coming from, that Mr. Keys has got exclusives on. There you go. But this man, he's got to be called the book also. But to me, do I want to watch it? Reserve judgment, but I might just go to local football. We've got a local team here, Heaven Town, are doing great. Got a good side to watch, and it's entertaining, and I might go down that route. But I've been a Newcastle supporter for 63 years, and it's a hard thing to take up, to not do. So
yep.
I haven't decided.
So what do you think of the other Premier League clubs do this? And for once, I'm going to answer this and then I'll let Grandad see what his thing. I'm just going to give you a short answer. I do not think none of the clubs, I think they could have answered, but I don't think the Premier League should have taken any notice, because guess what, it states in their rules that every club's the same and no team will have something to say about another team's takeover. It'll be done fairly. That wasn't done fairly, and none of the other teams should have had a say in it. It just shouldn't have happened. Yeah, you?
Well, since they've had their say, the input from the rest of the Premier League clubs about the takeover has been definitely silent, and I find it yet again, it stinks what's going on, and there's politics getting involved in the football here, and it will come back and bite this lot in the backside eventually. The bubble will burst on the Premier League. To me, this will be part of it. I think they're a damn disgrace, the rest of the other clubs. But what I do think is they need to stand up and be counted. but they won't.